3, 1, 2, 3. Well, I have 0 viewers, but that doesn't mean that I can't give an intro, just like my title says, as to who I am. Why do I even bother to stream? Well, my name's Alfredo. Nickname Alfred. That's why I have my name as the homie Alfred. I'm 27 years old. I play this game in general just because I play video games. I've been playing video games since I was 4. So why stop now, huh? I play Fortnite in particular. I've been playing since chapter 1, season, what's it called, 4? No, late season 3. I started because my brother lives in California, and I am now in the South, in South Carolina. And this was one of the only ways that I could play with him, being so far away. I also wanted a game that was online and, was popular. So you don't want to jump in and, be playing some dead game just by yourself. So anyways, that's why I did it. It was popular. So even if I can't play with my brother all the time, I can still play with other people online or whatever. Where am I? I'm married. I am a dude. I am a son of God. I am a Christian. Which I should have said that at the start, but because that's the most important thing. But I'm a Christian. See here. It's hard for me to talk and play at the same time, but what I do now whenever I'm in game, box fights. Why box fights? Because I hate lag. And because it prevents people from doing all of that. Like you shoot them and they build all the way to the sky, but with box fights, can't really do that. Now, one of the main reasons why I stream and why I even bothered buying a good PC. I have a good PC. I have a 3060 Ti as my graphics card. So why would I bother? Well, doing all that, buying that just to play a game? Well, because I believe I have something worth sharing, talking about. Because I've been watching the Fortnite community, people on Twitch, whatever, and I see there's a need, not just for entertainment, but for someone with something worth talking about. Online, you see a lot of people talking about mental health. You hear people talk about depression, and the people closest to them, parents or whatever, for example, who you assume would have advice, that would care, so that their kids don't go through these depression problems or whatever, obviously aren't winning the trust of their kids. Otherwise their kids would go to them, the parents would help them, and you would see a lot less depression, a lot less issues in people's lives, right? So why is that? Why are people suffering with and going through so much? In our society, in the US, we live very isolated lives. Not like my wife in her home country in Colombia, where it's very community based. People talk to their neighbors. Not that they don't talk to their neighbors over here, it's just less likely, So anyways, I stream because I believe we can talk about something worthwhile. God first and foremost, Jesus in particular, the Bible, and I can share my own testimony as to how God has worked in my life, That's why. Because I can share my experience with others. And just a note for you, no one can take away my experience or your experience away from you. You know, you can say I don't believe in what you're saying. Okay, you can say that. Great. But no one can tell me, no, Alfredo, your experience is not valid. Yes, it's subjective, but my subjective experience was molded, was affected by an objective reality, and that is that God exists. God exists. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And if that's true, then it should have an impact. It should be, you should be able to see it, experience it. So that's what I did. I've experienced it, and now I can share something that I've experienced with others instead of just having it be theory. You have me that has experienced it. So how does Jesus being the way, the truth, and the life, how has that affected me in my subjective experience and my opinion on life and whatever? That's what we can talk about, right? I just want to talk about practical stuff as well, stuff they don't teach at school, like managing your credit score, talking about life, relationships. What's the difference now? I started dating, quote unquote dating, since I was like 14, right? I got married last year at 26, going to 27 years old. And what's the difference? How and why is this so much better? Let's talk about that. As far as other stuff that they don't teach you at school, I want to motivate people to get their financial situation stabilized. No, I'm not going to talk about stuff that can make you huge amounts of money, but I can at least give advice as to how to be stable, how to manage your budget or expenses. Like, talk about principles, because obviously every situation is different, right? And I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not gonna say something that I'm gonna tell someone, yeah, you should do that, you should buy that house, or you should open up that account. No, because I'll get myself in trouble. But if I talk about the principles, about, you know, you should learn how to manage your finances, then it's a lot better. And we could talk about specifics, not just be general. How do you learn about finances? Well, Google, right? All that information is there. Right? So how did I do it? How did I fix or get a credit score in the high 700s so that whenever I apply for a credit card, they usually accept me? I haven't been rejected in a good while. I was rejected when I first started out because my history was so recent. And how has it helped me out ever since I started working at it? Well, I got good rates on my car loans. I got good rates on my house. How did I inform myself? I signed up through websites such as Credit Karma. They let you check your credit score for free, creditkarma.com. And I check my credit score on the weekly most of the time. When I started out, I might have checked my credit score guaranteed once a week when I first started out. Now I don't care too much because I'm not really applying for credit too often now, so I might check my credit every 2-3 weeks or whatever. But when I started out, I used Credit Karma. And then I came up with ways that my financial situation allowed me to work on my credit. For example, I would apply for a credit card every 6 months, roughly, right? Instead of every week, instead of every 2-3 years. So that helped me or whatever. When I got my house, you know, we could talk about all that stuff that they don't teach you at school. That's why I want to stream, to talk about stuff that helps people, right? But box fights, why do I just like box fights? It gets boring every now and then, sure, because it's repetitive. But I like it because the lag, it's a lot less. I like it because you don't get third-partied. I like it because you can just, I mean, get get a lot more fights in per time, you know? Every every minute, every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you get into a new fight pretty quickly. Like this guy, he has 50 points. I have a lot more than him. If I beat him and he rage quits, I can just get into another fight pretty soon. Let's say he rage quits. Ah, he's still here. Okay, good. I'm glad he's still here, baby. I really love my new PC, man. I have a 165 hertz monitor. So much better than on my laptop. 27-inch screen. Ah, in a real game, he could have built and built and built and ran away. But here, gave me time. I could reload. I don't have to rush in. I can go in at my own pace. If I wanted to be more aggressive, I could shoot, whatever. But why? That's why I like box fights. I can play at my own pace. That's it. Make an edit. Hear where he's at. Find them. Go for it. Get the kill. And he still hasn't rage quit, which is good. I like him. I like him because of that. It's still a little boring since he's not giving me too much of a challenge. That's why it's a little, you know. Just go away. That's it. That's all we do. He's bad at pressuring because giving me all the time in the world to, you know. See, I wanted to edit that before he ran through because I felt he was going to do that. I messed up my edit, but we still shot him. Thankfully, I have high sensitivity. Didn't have to move my mouse too much. But anyways, a little bit more about my credit history. He's playing like someone mad that I keep beating him. That's exactly how. He's playing like someone that's angry that I keep beating him. That's why instead of running away and healing, he stayed there. Try to make an edit because he knew I was gonna, push or whatever because he's low. But I wasn't just gonna push in brainlessly. At the very least, I'm not dancing on him. I could be toxic and dance on him. He still hasn't left. Big respect for that guy. Big respect. I've had people leave before the first round even ended because I shoot him once and they instant leave. But this guy 6 rounds lost. He still hasn't left. I like him. He like, what is he doing? How do you beat someone just off holding an edit? You need to do damage. Guy needs to do damage. He's playing a lot more defensive. What is he doing? Ha! Ha! Guy is so angry. He just switches back and forth. Anyways. I messed up that edit. Yeah, he could have ran in. Because I messed up my reset. Anywho's. Ah! Highway. Ha! Finally he gets a win. Yeah. See, I should have known that he was gonna do something like that. Finally got one kill. That is amazing at holding the wall. Do it. I did not enjoy playing against that guy at all. I did not. Plays way too defensively. Just holds the wall and keeps his distance, and then very boring. I was way too laid back, you know. No, you gotta be more to be aggressive.